Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second season of Tell Me Dad. In this season, we will be asking my dad all questions that we have about life. These can be questions about career, personal development, or relationships, or whatever we can think of. So if you're interested in what my dad has to share this time, then stay tuned. Hello, Dad.
Hi, son. How are you today?
I'm very good. How are you?
Well, Sunday. I just had a good breakfast, and sun is shining.
Good.
Well, the last couple of days was pretty nasty weather, but now the sun is shining. We have sunshine in our hearts, so life is great.
Very good. Sounds great.
Mm.
Good.
So, what kind of question do you have today
Well,
for your
last
dad?
time was very interesting. We talked about mom and we talked about
Yeah.
family.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
so today we switch again. We go back to career and your professional life. You had a very successful career overall, but I'm pretty sure that there were moments that were tougher as well, where things didn't work out as you planned them. So my question that I have for you today is, how did you deal with failure in your career?
Uh, wow. That is, yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, uh, basically, when you take a look at my career, yes, it was kind of successful. However, it could have been even more successful. It's a
Hmm.
question of how far you want to go.
Yeah.
You want to be authentic, honest, I mean, the good boy, or if you really, I mean, want to have let's say, Um, well, the card players, the gamblers, they always have like a faked king or
Yeah.
whatever in their
Yeah.
in or fake joker in their sleeve. So I mean, I decided to go the straight way, and before I sold the product, I was always focused on selling myself first. The
Hmm.
people they had to know who they are dealing with. And but yes, failure. When I think about it, um, when I was working the first couple of years, when I was working for that big machine tool company, of course you have people that you get along with very well,
Yeah.
and you have people that, I mean, the chemistry is just doesn't fit, and it's, well, and still you need these people. They need you and you need them, and you have to find a way to get along with these people, and they have to find a way to get along with you. However, when you are in a situation like this, um, if there is a position available, a higher position available that needs to be covered, most likely it's not going to be you that's going to get that position. I mean, if you are not, um, well, I won't say a good friend, but at least a kind of if you don't have a tension-free relationship with your boss or with people that are at that level, it is difficult. It is very difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I get to this. How are you dealing with a situation like this? I get to that later on. I mean, first, I always, or my intention was always to get along with everyone. I
Hmm.
mean, one way or the other. With some people, it's kind of difficult, um, and with people that um, have a certain intellectual level, you can expect, if you um, sell yourself as an authentic and honest and good person with a good background, uh, you get along with them. You know? But there are always these guys that start these intrigues, and I mean, some people, they do it just for fun, because
Yeah.
they just want to see how you react in a situation like this, and they have a good laugh.
Yeah.
Um, if you jump out the window, for instance, um, see, this is always difficult. However, in my personal career, I did not really have um, a situation that often that I didn't get along with my superior or with my colleagues, because um, I always tried to make my point clear. And that point was, uh, don't fuck with me. I
Yeah.
mean, people have to know, if you start any kind of games with this guy, it it could very harmful. It could be very harmful.
Yeah.
And so, but you still cannot avoid to get into a situation where you are in a very defensive situation. I still remember when I was the managing director of this machine tool division. um, 300 people, responsible for 300 people. I had some issues with one of the board members, and uh, this gentleman was with the company also already, like 10 years. And he moved up, he walked up his way with his elbows, unbelievable,
Yeah.
very rude person. But he made it. And then one day he was the chairman of the board. Yeah. And at that time, I don't want to get too much into detail, because it might turn into some legal issue, depending on who listens to our podcast, but therefore I don't mention any names. But this guy, he made a deal with another person regarding some big purchase orders, and our company and this guy's company, we both put in our orders, and he made some kind of a deal. So if we get this order, you get that position. You're going to be the next managing director of this company. But
Yeah.
Willie, I mean, well, we're going to get rid of Willie. So then one day he got into my office. It was about 6 o'clock at night. He got into my office, and right from the beginning, it was a terrible situation. And right from the beginning, I could sense what he wanted, what his intention was.
Yeah.
And the questions that he was asking, and the remarks that he made. I mean, one sentence that I still remember was, I mean, your last name, Sarek. Sarek. Well, it's not German name. You still have some issues with the German language. I mean,
Oh my God. What?
I am. Well, I am German.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am German, 100% German, and German is my native language. So, but he made a couple of these remarks, and uh, well, I had a very nice office with, I mean, I had a big desk, and I had some chairs and a couch. That was a leather couch, beautiful black. That one. It was the
Wow.
nicest office that I ever had in my life. Anyway, so he was sitting on that couch, and he went on and on. So his intention was to make me losing my temper,
Yeah.
which he didn't get to.
Yeah.
But After a while, I said, "Well, I know what your intention is, sir, and please let me tell you one thing. Um, you are the biggest beep that I
Yeah.
have ever that I
Yeah.
have ever met in my life."
Yeah.
And then he lost his temper. He got up from this couch. He
Yeah.
was coming towards my desk, and I thought, well, the guy's going to beat you down now. But
Yeah.
then he stopped, he stopped. He turned to the door. He got out of my office and he slammed the door. And I had a glass, so shady glass window in that door
Yeah.
that fell apart.
It shattered.
And yeah, that fell apart. That was, I mean, it was the whole thing was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
No, I stayed cool. But the big advantage that I had was now I knew what his intention was. He wanted to get rid of me, even though this machine tool division, we had about 10 companies, this machine tool division was the most successful one.
Yeah.
So you cannot just fire a successful managing director. It's kind of difficult in Germany. You got to have reasons.
Yeah.
Either he killed someone or
Yeah.
he I don't know what. I spare the details now. Um, but the next day, I got a letter
Yeah.
from him personally, and he told me that that I will not be the managing director of that machine tool division in the future. He has a more challenging position for me. I'm going to be the manager of their sales office in Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do that. I mean,
Yeah.
you see, what he should have done. He was a little Donald Trump type person.
Yeah.
What he should have done is he should have go to a consultant or to
Yeah.
a HR specialist or to whatever, but to get some good advice. He made
Yeah.
so many mistakes. So um, I, with that letter, I went to the headquarters to the HR manager, which was a very nice lady, but she was kind of this yes person, yes sir and yes sir,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she was actually the person that wrote this letter,
Oh,
and he
really? Oh,
signed
wow.
it. Yeah, yeah, and he signed it, and I said, well, Mrs. X, I give you a choice. I know what his intention is, but they are more elegant ways to solve a problem like this. And but I'm gonna help you out. Either until the end of this week, you find a more elegant solution to, a suggestion, fair, from a financial point of view, from a position point of view. It's a big company with 10 subsidiaries and a lot of people, a couple of thousand people. There should be a position that would fit my capabilities and could offer an adequate salary. Or I'm going to go from here to my lawyer in Düsseldorf, which is a very well known um, lawyer specialized in HR issues. And I mentioned the name. And when I mentioned that name, she turned red. She was kind of
Okay.
shocked.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you can start a fight with this lawyer. Well, it doesn't even get to a fight. He's going to run you down into the ground. It's because you are walking on such thin ice.
Yeah.
Um, it's going to be so embarrassing. Or the second is this you find a position, and this position in this machine tool division that I have today will be redundant for whatever our chairman of the board has in mind with it. And she said, well, yeah, let me talk to him. And yeah, we have to find another way. And I said, you have till Friday this week. And I turned around and I left um, her office. So um, 2 days later, I got a new letter
Yeah.
with a great job offer. I mean, it was a bit different, you know. I They offered me the position as the vice president sales for the entire group, not
Wow.
just for one
Wow. Yeah.
company, for the entire group,
Yeah.
and reporting directly to the board, um, but not to the chairman, to the person that was responsible for marketing and sales.
Yeah.
Um, and salary wise, they even topped that salary that I had. And I got a beautiful office at the headquarter in Mönchengladbach. So, I mean, at the end of the day, your question, how did you deal? Well, the point is, uh, whatever you get into,
Yeah.
the most important part is that you stay cool. You
Yeah.
gotta stay cool. Don't lose your temper. Better sleep a night over this issue than just making some foolish remarks or I mean acting in a way that could actually turn into a boomerang. You know, so and then the advice would be uh, find yourself a good consultant. It
Yeah.
can be it can be a good lawyer, or it can be I don't know what, maybe I mean not a colleague. You know, this is too dangerous. You know, but so find a person that you trust and that can give you a good and solid advice, because in most cases you are emotionally not in a position to react properly.
Yeah.
And I had a similar situation. I mean, these are things that are based on my own experience that I'm telling about.
Yeah.
So this turned into, or the story that I just told turned into a, well, uh, looked like a critical situation at first, but at the end of the day, I was not that unhappy, because from being a managing director, which was a very good position, at this subsidiary to become the vice president sales for the entire group,
Yeah.
um, it was kind of a promotion. And that is very important also for your CV. Never have a position, well, change a position that is, and a new position is lower than the position that you had before. Even though you
Yeah.
get more money, forget it, you know. In your CV, what you or the statements in your CV don't mention any salaries and money. You know, they just mention the position and the description of position and responsibility. Now, so um, I think I handled this situation very well, and at the end of the day, we all got what we wanted. He had this available position for managing director, and I had a new position that fitted into my um, career. So life went on. Now I had another situation that I got into when I moved to uh, Brazil.
Yeah.
And I moved to Brazil. Um, this company, uh, well, it was actually a group consisting of four companies, and I was working for one of the company as a director for sales. And there also was a, CEO in this company. And So when I moved there, I got along with him extremely well.
Yeah.
And he showed me my new office, and he introduced me to my future colleagues, and that was great. But there was one person that was handling this product line um, on his own, because there was no one from headquarters in Germany. So he was the big boss, for this product line. And I mean, for him, it was quite it was quite a top position, but he did not really have the qualification to drive the product any further. And he was kind of in a comfort zone because he liked his office, he liked the guys that were working for him. And I mean, there was no dynamic in this
Yeah.
department, and that was probably the reason why the owners of the company in Germany said, "Well, it cannot go on like this. We have to send someone over there that can actually speed it up a little bit." So it was really so
Yeah.
there. Um, and the CEO, he introduced me to all the people, and also this to this person. I got into my office. I made myself comfortable, and I brought a lot of stuff from Germany. A lot of, at that time, a lot of drawings, because we didn't have any laptops.
Yeah.
So, a lot of drawings and files and descriptions and whatever. So I put that all in the cabinets, and I was very well prepared. And then this guy came into my office, and he said, "Well, it's great that I have your desk now in my department here, and I would say you look." You take a look at the last 3, 4 projects that we have closed here, and that will probably take a week. And after that, we're going to have a meeting, and we will see how we can integrate you in our department. and I
Okay.
and I said, "Well, you must have. I mean, there is something wrong. I mean, I appreciate that you have this meeting with me, and that you are willing to share your know-how with me, and but I don't know if you have been informed that I am the new director of this company here, and that you're going to be the product manager for one product line,
Yeah.
for one single product line." And he lost his temper. I mean, he was from South America, from Chile. He lost
Okay.
his temper, and he yelled at me in Spanish, and I thought, I mean, it was just terrible. And I didn't
Yeah.
understand the word, because I mean, I would have understood him probably if he would have talked in Portuguese, but
Yeah.
Spanish. And well, I don't
Yeah.
even want to know what he called me. Anyway,
Yeah.
so he got out of my office, also slammed my door, which I had a discussion with him later on, that we don't do that in the future anymore. Anyway, so
Yeah.
um, I an hour later, I mean, first I just waited to kind of give people a chance to calm down. This is also very important, to not overreact, and not kind of f- feel offensive and prepare your
Yeah.
weapons already
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I mean it's not very productive. So uh, 2 hours later, I went to the CEO and I asked, well, can I have a word, and thank you for that great office that you have prepared. And I met all the people. I also had already a meeting with Mr. XYZ about our future um, work, how we can share responsibilities and so on. And I think some way I get along with him. I mean, it will take a certain while. And he said, well, he was here already, and he is pissed off. And I
Yeah.
said, well, this is what I was counting on, but this is not your fault, and this is not my fault. The people that have created this scenario now, they should have they should have had a meeting with him. They should have explained to him what his role in the future is in this company. The position that he had, that he grew into, was more or less by coincidence. There was no one else available for that position. But you and I, we both know that he does not have the qualification and he does not have the capabilities also of managing a department like this. I mean, what as a product manager with his background, he's doing a great job, but that's about it. And he said, "Well,
Yeah.
we are on the same page, no question about it, and I'm gonna have a word with him, and don't worry, um, uh, it will not have an impact on your position at all." And I said, well, I'm very happy that you say that because otherwise I would have asked you to order a ticket for me for next week so I can get back to Germany.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not willing to kind of downsize the position that I have in my contract. This is, I'm glad that you see it the same way. So, I mean, um, at the end of the day, it turned out to be well, and I also improved my relationship to this new product manager, and um, after about a year, we got along quite well, and so this is just stay calm, think, um, good communication. This is
Yeah.
also very important. Don't overreact. Um, Important, of course, is that you play the game on the rules that have been set. The rule was, I'm gonna be the new director. That guy is gonna be the new product manager, and he's reporting to me. I report to the well, at that time, I actually was reporting to the vice president sales in Germany. So
Yeah.
um, anyway, uh, important is, I mean, from that story, you just learn that it was not really worth to start a huge fight
Yeah.
uh, because I didn't want to get rid of that person. I wanted to. At the end of the day, I wanted to turn him into a team player that I could work with.
Yeah.
And it worked out. I mean, he still was not that happy, but at the end of the day, he turned out to be a good team player. He accepted and respected my position, and we, as a team, we were very successful during the 3 years that I have spent in Brazil. We
Okay. Yeah.
sold a lot of big machine tools. We got a lot of new customers, and I actually also trained him to not get stuck in that comfort zone. Look for new challenges. It's much more fun, if you see what can be done, in our business. And so at the end of the day, he kind of appreciated what I have done to him. So this was this story, and then let me think. Um, well, and that's kind of a very emotional situation that I got into when I uh, went to the United States, and I started with this. It was a company that was importing German machine tools, and I was starting as manager sales and engineering for one product line, the company that I was working for in Germany.
Yeah.
And so this the owner of that company in the United States, for every product line, he had a product manager.
Yeah.
And uh, well, it was actually my first time in the United States, and before I didn't have any contact to American culture, and so I came into the United States as that young German, ambitious engineer.
Yeah.
He wanted to reinvent the company and the world and whatever, So um, I was kind of hard-headed and stubborn and always right, and so one day, after about 3 4 months, one day my boss came. He called me into his office and he said, "Well, Willie, I mean, first a small talk, how's family and this and
Yeah.
what have you, typical American."
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
and he said, "Well, I have been monitoring you for a couple of weeks now, and I am kind of unhappy. It's not because of your qualification, you are a great engineer, and your impact into the company as an engineer is just fantastic. But um, there are more and more people here that don't really like to work with you anymore. They say, well, when we
Yeah.
talk to you, there is no room for compromise. There is I mean, you argue in a very tough way. You After a short while, you tell them already what they have to do, and you are always right. And I mean, this is not the way it works in the United States. Here,
Yeah.
we kind of listen first. We analyze the situation, and then in a team or as a team, we find a good solution, and a solution
Yeah.
that everybody can live with. It doesn't need to be Willie's solution or Frank's solution or Bill's solution. It's the team solution. And it works. Believe me, it works because all the guys will stand behind that solution.
Yeah.
But it's kind of difficult with you to find a common base. You're always right. You try to um, kind of drive these people, and this is you just can't do that. And I see that you are very unhappy with that. I have the feeling that you are very unhappy with that. Therefore, I want to make you a suggestion. If you feel more comfortable in Germany, then I'm more than happy to purchase a ticket for you and you go back to Germany. So he
Yeah.
didn't say you are fired or send you back to Germany.
Yeah.
He gave me he's a nice guy, He gave me the
Yeah.
option to 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 make that decision myself. And if you lose your temper, you would, or if I would have lost my temper, I would have said, "How can they say that? That is unfair." And this, yes, you're going to purchase that ticket and you can kiss my back, But,
Yeah.
but somehow in my head, this little man said, "Willie, Willie, hit the brake. Hit
Yeah.
the brake, listen, and think." So I said, well, Carl, um, I appreciate this discussion. For me, it's kind of a wake up call. And I would appreciate if you can give me 2, 3 days to think about this whole situation. And then I like to talk to you again. And I
Yeah.
like to make a decision. Or I like to give you a basis for making a decision regarding my uh, future position in the company or in Germany or whatever. So I went home. I was done. I mean,
Yeah.
was emotionally I was really done because no one ever has talked to me like that before.
Yeah.
And so I had like a sleepless night, and and it was so clear. He was so goddamn right. I was such an idiot and stubborn and hard-headed, and
Yeah.
I was just not a person that you like to work with. So the next day already, I asked for another meeting, and I told him, "Well, thanks again for this wake-up call yesterday. I really appreciate that." And I had a sleepless night, and I came to the conclusion that everything you said was right. I mean, I have behaved like an idiot. I mean, I didn't listen. I was not very cooperative, and yes, every single word you said is right. And um, sorry about that, but I like to ask you for a second chance. A
Yeah.
second chance, and I want to prove to you and to the people that uh, that I'm changed.
Yeah.
And I promise to you, in 6 months, I'm going to be the best employee that you have. And he said, well, that's quite a statement, but
Yeah.
we're going to do that. So you have 6 months and go on. And I tell you, it changed my whole life. It changed
Yeah.
my whole attitude. It changed my whole life. It made my life more enjoyable.
Yeah.
This is important because people started to respect me.
Yeah.
People started to invite me to their parties, and
Yeah.
it was I mean, it was totally different life. So after about a year, I was a member of the team. I was uh, extremely happy, and I had another meeting with my boss, and I said, "Well, thanks again for this wake up call. It was something that I needed at the time, and I know what you have done to me because you have also." Or you could have had different option, to solve that really problem. And he
Yeah.
said, "Well, it's quite often that people from Germany think um, here in the United States they find a bunch of Indians and people
Yeah.
that don't know anything about technology, and they underestimate totally the people here.
Yeah.
And I hope that you learned your lesson, and I'm glad that you are a good member of the team now." And I confirmed again. I said, "Well, you are right. You are right. I mean, um, uh, from a technical level point of view, uh, there is no difference." Well,
Yeah.
it's actually the opposite. Here in the United States, if you want to get things done, it's much faster than in Germany. And and even though um, the measuring system is the inch system and our system is millimeters, the result at the end of the day is the same. So
Yeah.
uh, once again, I'm glad to be part of your team. So um, that was at the beginning of my career. But important is that when you get into a situation, into a stressful situation, first of all, you have to analyze: is it your fault or is it the opposite person's fault?
Yeah.
If and you have to be honest to yourself. If it is your fault, you should have the strength to say, I'm sorry for that. Sorry, I made a big mistake and I
Yeah.
want to apologize for that. You wouldn't believe there are not many people that I met that
Yeah.
have the strength, especially in Germany, that have the strength to do that, to behave like this. Mostly here in Germany are words and sentences like, I didn't do it. No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. I mean, look at me. Would I ever do something like this? You see, if someone tells you bullshit like this,
Yeah.
I mean, it totally defends. And
I had this
the other,
conversation with a manager at my workplace the other day. He said, sometimes when our salespeople, our SDRs like you, they
yeah,
book a meeting, the account executive has the meeting and he doesn't flip it, meaning there is no second meeting, there is no second
yeah, yeah,
stage.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That means that the SDR doesn't get credit for it. Sometimes, rightly so, because nothing happened out of the meeting. But sometimes the SDR says, well, this was actually a great opportunity. Could someone please review the meeting? And then we as managers review the meeting and we see, yeah, indeed, the account executive made a big mistake. There was an option to get a second meeting
Yeah,
and he just didn't take it and he didn't make it
yeah,
happen. So then we will tell the account executive, why didn't you ask that question? Why didn't you,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
proceed the
yeah, yeah,
meeting in a certain
yeah,
direction?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
he told me, we have two kinds of people. The bad account executives will say, yeah, that wasn't my fault. I tried everything I could. There was
yeah,
nothing I
yeah.
could do.
Totally defends. Yeah,
The good, exactly, the good account executives we have, they are the opposite. They say, yeah, you're right. I could have done that. And I will do so next time. And then they will flip the meeting anyway for the SDR.
yeah,
So two
yeah, yeah,
completely different kind of people.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's true. I mean, sometimes even if you are in a top position, you always will make mistakes.
Yeah.
And if you make a mistake and you are fair to your opposites and to yourself, and you find out that well, you were on the wrong track, you gotta have the strength to say, well, I made a mistake
Yeah.
and I will learn from it. This is
Yeah.
very important. I will learn from it. And I'm going to do anything now that's possible to correct that mistake. I mean,
Yeah.
if you behave like this is not a sign of weakness. Not at
Yeah.
all. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of total strength. You control the situation.
Yeah.
It's 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 actually a sign of strength. So um, the essence of our podcast today is that well, what kind of impact do failures have, or do situation like that have, is at the end of the day, if you are honest to yourself and you are willing to fair play, to correct your mistakes,
Yeah.
and and always look for I mean, team players that respect you. Um, you get along very well, and you're going to make your career. Important is what I just said. Important is that people have to respect you. what you're
Yeah.
going to tell them is not any bullshit. When you tell them, well, I made a mistake and sorry about that, um, and they see that as really a honest statement, they're going to respect you. They're
Yeah.
going to respect you and they're not value that as a sign of weakness. And so um, basically, I made my career based on, now again, honesty, being
Yeah.
authentic, and if you make mistakes, stand up for it, apologize if necessary. But if you didn't make a mistake and it's pretty obvious that someone else is gonna play a dirty game with you, then fight.
Yeah.
Fight. But according to the rules,
Yeah.
don't fight and give other people the opportunity to kind of nail you down. No,
Yeah.
fight, get assistance, I mean, in case on the HR side, if you have an issue with your superior or with whatever in the company, and they play a dirty game with you, go and get a good lawyer. A good
Yeah.
lawyer, not
Yeah.
well. He's a little bit cheaper. Let's take that one.
Yeah.
No, get the best lawyer you can get, and so fight for it. Fight for your rights. And if you are right from the beginning, um, which is not always that clear,
Yeah.
but if you know that you are right, fight for it. It's worth it because
Yeah.
if you are right and you give people still the opportunity to kind of nail you down, then it's gonna break you. You're gonna, I mean, you lose all your capabilities. As a leader, it's just the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Anyway, so well, I hope you see the questions that you ask me. They are sometimes kind of difficult to answer
Of course they are.
because yeah, well, you don't have a chance to prepare yourself. If I would have known that question yesterday, I could have given you today a very slick presentation about
But still, you told three very
but
good
this is
stories.
yeah, yeah, yes, and I would one thing that's very important. My behavior uh, in every single scenario would be today the same as at that time.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, this is something. Yeah, it is very important because
Yeah.
if you at a later date, if you say, "Oh, I should have given him right,"
Yeah.
no, it's gonna break you. It's gonna break you, and sometimes you have to even you have to leave a position. You have to leave a position and say the hell with it. But I cannot work with these people,
Yeah.
and then just go and find someone new. Find a new team, people that respect you and that enjoy working with you. But basically, if you are in a conflict situation, if you are right, prepare yourself, collect all the information that you can get your hands on, and then fight and look for good soldiers that you can get, good lawyers, good consultants, and you'll see. Uh, in many cases, the opposite side just collapses,
Yeah.
and in case you are not right and you made a mistake, then just stand up, straight up, and say, "Well, sorry for that. I made a mistake, but I'm going to correct it and I learn from it. It's never going to happen again."
Yeah.
Yeah, and good people and good superiors, they're going to appreciate that.
They're gonna respect you for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they respect you for that. Absolutely. So, my son, that
That
was
was a lot
our
of fun.
that was a lot of fun. That
That
was
was
our
a lot of fun. Yeah.
podcast of today, and I'm gonna go into the backyard now, and I have to do a little bit work now. Well, it's Sunday, but I'm gonna do some work anyway.
Yeah.
And well, it's a shame that you are not here because I have a couple of things that need to be repaired. My chainsaw.
Ah,
That
okay.
well, terrible. I was going through a big timber, and
Yeah.
I didn't notice that there was a nail in it, and
Okay.
big bang, yeah, well, big bang, and the
Yeah.
chain
Yeah.
was broken, and even the blade was kind of bent. It was
Oh
quite
dear.
limpid, and well, I was kind of lucky. It could have turned
Yeah.
into worse. But anyway, so now I need to repair that chainsaw. I have all the spare parts here, but
Okay. Good.
I need to repair it. It was always well. I always like to think about these situations when we had an issue, whether it was a lawnmower, and I
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
remember when you put that different brand
Yeah. The
air
air filter.
filter,
Yeah.
the air filter
The air
on
filter.
onto this no-name
Yeah.
lawnmower.
Yeah.
It was it was but
But it
it
worked.
works.
It's
It
still running.
it works great. It works
Yeah.
great. And I'm using that every week. It's just great.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna cut it off now.
Yeah.
Take care.
You
All the
too.
best, and I'm looking forward to our next podcast. Maybe,
So do I.
maybe, maybe you're gonna have a question that does really not need so much preparation. It's
Oh well. We'll see.
okay.
They're all
Take care.
complicated questions.
Yeah, I know that. Take care. All the best.
You too. See
Okay.
you. Thank you everyone for listening to this episode. If you're interested in what my dad has to share next time, then make sure to tune in again next week. And if you have any questions that you want my dad to answer, then please feel free to send them to us. Hope to see you next week. Bye bye.